right, so you've just completed a workout, you're feeling sore, feeling beat up. What do you do about it? The first thing we want to actually do is get out and get moving. So if you can get out and get a walk, that's definitely going to be beneficial. The second thing I highly encourage you to do is focus on hydration. The more water you drink, the better your body is going to feel, because that's what our muscles need, is hydration throughout that process. So we're getting blood and oxygen flowing to those muscle groups by getting a nice walk, and we're also starting to loosen up and get some water for hydration. The third thing is going to be protein. Make sure you're eating enough protein so your muscles start the recovery process. To starve your muscles would not be beneficial during this phase. Give them the fuel that they need. And then lastly, it's going to go into these more advanced techniques, which is really just some mobility and some extra massage. Now, we've got different tools here. We've got a foam roller. James' favorite is a massage gun, so you may have one of those. It's basically just like a reciprocating saw that they put a soft head on there. You can hear makes a ton of noise. We can dig into those pec minors. If you're sore through the pecs, you can hit yourself on those shoulders, right? You can hit yourself in the quads, hit yourself in the glutes, wherever you're feeling it with one of those, if you've got access to one as needed. The other tool that a lot of people have is a foam roller, right? So foam roller works really well. So we're gonna have James just do some quads here. So it's one of the most commonly sore areas that you're gonna hit. So all he's gonna do is lay straight down on his stomach here. It's gonna go right underneath. You can go underneath one quad, or you can go underneath two quads. He's going single side here. So the other one bends, and he's just rolling back, forth, back, forth. Now, all of these techniques with massage guns and foam rollers, are they gonna improve your soreness? Temporarily. Are they actually gonna help speed up recovery? No. Right? So it's actually been proven. All it's going to do is stimulate some blood flow. It's going to hurt if you're sore immensely initially, but because you're stimulating an area, getting blood to then go to that area, you're actually going to loosen it up, and it's going to feel better temporarily, right? As it's going through the healing process. It's not actually going to help those muscles recover, but that's okay. We just want to feel better, right? As we're going, so we can get around and move better. So I like to stimulate, get a little blood flow, which then lets my warm up or my mobility for my soreness get better. So he's hitting both quads. The other areas that I would really recommend typically hitting are the lats, right? Those can be a really painful one, but they get sore pretty easily. So he's gonna roll over onto one side. He's got one arm up. You notice he's pushing off the feet here. That's just helping make sure that you're not getting too much tension on the lats. You're not just crushing your rib cage there. Otherwise, that can be a lot, right? So now we're gonna go into some basic mobility warm-ups and type stuff that really do help with that. So he's gonna lay on his back here. Knees are going to be bent. And the first thing I like to do is just raise one arm up overhead and bring all the way back. And so this is great if your pecs are sore. He's doing a nice hard exhale and then bringing it back on in. He's going to alternate back, forth. Really, really simple to open up through the pecs, right? Go about 8 on each side. Now while we're already in this position, he's going to go both legs up in the air, right? Get those legs as straight as he can. And he's just going to do a reach for his toes with one long exhale here. So it's going to engage the abs. They're already probably sore from whatever you did, but it also is getting those hamstrings to get some nice resistance as well. All right? Now he's going to just slowly do a leg lowering of one side. Just going to drop directly on down. That's going to lengthen this quad. It's getting that hip flexor to loosen up and bring back on in. Now, if you got super tight hamstrings or they're really sore, you may not be as straight leg as James is, but you're just going to alternate back and forth for 8 reps as best as you possibly can. All right? Now we're going to flip on over. He's going to go knee on a pad just because it's more comfortable here than on the rubber floor. You can use a towel, whatever you've got there. And he's going to go one leg out in front to this half kneeling position, and we're just going to stretch through these hip flexors and through this quad. So he's going to brace really tight through the abs here. He's going to squeeze this quad nice and tight, and then he's going to go into a nice controlled forward lean with his body. Notice the shin angle and torso angle are matching pretty nicely, and that's really what we're going for. And then bring him back on out. That's really going to stretch out that hip flexor, that quad quite immensely. Go for as many as you need on one side, and then as many as you need on the other side, and that'll work wonders. Now he's going to drop down to quadruped, so onto all fours. And then from here, if that low back is sore, we're going to go cat-cow. So with cat-cow, all he's simply going to do, he's going to do a hard exhale. He's going to push up through that lower part of his back, basically his belly button into his back. So he's driving a lot of air back here, which is great. And then he's going to let his body relax and drive through. So if you're getting any lower back soreness, definitely a great one. He's almost going to arch now and look up towards the camera, towards you guys, let his body completely drop and be able to go into that cat position. And then go back, forth, right? Next thing we're going to do from this position, he's just going to shoot one leg out. We're going to shoot this left leg out from you guys. And he's going to rock back into those hips. So it's very common for us to do this in a warm-up. But now if that inside leg is tight, I mean, this is just such a good one. He's going to rock his whole body back, loosen up that inside thigh. It's going to feel glorious to stretch that on out a little bit there, going back, forth, just to open up those hips and then hitting the other side. All right, last thing we're gonna do, you're gonna get a little bit of a pec stretch here. So he's gonna ditch the pad, he's gonna go straight down onto his chest. I'm gonna guide him on this one so you can see best. So we're gonna take our right hand here and it's gonna go right in front of his head, okay? He's gonna keep a nice soft elbow, and then this hand is gonna go right by his chest. Think of the way you would do a push-up, and that's exactly what he's gonna do with this arm. So he's gonna push this arm up, his head's gonna look towards that hand, and then he's gonna scorpion over with this foot as much as he possibly can. And right now, his whole body's rotated, but this pec is getting stretched quite immensely. You should see his face. Right, so he's definitely feeling a nice stretch here. And then he's gonna bring this leg back on down and release that push-up position. And we're gonna switch sides. So now this left hand is gonna go right in front of his face. This hand is gonna do a push-up. He's gonna do a push-up, rotate. He's gonna almost scorpion over, and he's getting this pec. So you can see it opens that chest cavity up to get that pec to stretch if you're super sore through those pecs as well. And then bring it down on in. All right, so nice little total body there. If you're doing all of that in succession, it's only gonna take you 4 minutes. You're gonna feel so much better. Take as much time on the foam roller or any kind of massage tools that you've got. And then hopefully you're back in the gym tomorrow, because that's obviously gonna make it so much better. The faster that you're in there doing more, the better your body's going to adapt, the less you're going to be sore. All right, hopefully take those tips of advice. Reach out if you have any questions.